As you wish. 3 simple words that launched one of the most beloved fairy tales of all time. The Princess Bride wasn't just a story. It was a perfect blend of swashbuckling adventure, hilarious comedy, and a romance so pure it became legendary. But behind the fencing, the fire swamps, and the rodents of unusual size, the journey to the screen was anything but a fairy tale. The story was rejected by every studio. An actor was knocked out cold, for real, and one of the most iconic performances was fueled by deep, personal tragedy. Today, we're storming the castle to uncover the inconceivable truths behind this timeless classic. If you believe in true love and great stories, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. You won't want to miss what happens next. Now, have fun storming the castle, because here are 10 things you didn't know about The Princess Bride. Number 10. The story no one wanted. It seems inconceivable now, but for years, Hollywood wanted nothing to do with The Princess Bride. William Goldman was a 2-time Oscar-winning screenwriter, and his book was a beloved classic, yet every studio in town turned him down. They called the story too strange, too hard to market, and were completely baffled by its unique blend of fantasy, comedy, and romance. The project was dead for over a decade, until director Rob Reiner, fresh off This Is Spinal Tap, picked up the book and called it one of the greatest stories ever told. He promised Goldman he would protect its heart, and with that, the fairy tale was finally brought back to life. Number 9. Wallace Shawn's inconceivable insecurity. Wallace Shawn's performance as the arrogant Vizzini is one of the most quotable in cinema history, but the actor was a nervous wreck on set. He had heard a rumor that Danny DeVito was the studio's first choice for the role, and he lived in constant fear that he was going to be fired and replaced at any moment. The pressure got so bad that he suffered from panic attacks, convinced he wasn't funny enough or right for the part. Of course, his unique, frantic energy is exactly what made Vizzini so unforgettable. The man who thought he would be replaced became the actor who is quoted more than anyone else. Number 8. The hero's real-life big toe pain. Cary Elwes was the perfect swashbuckling hero, but he performed through some very real and excruciating pain. Just a few days before filming the iconic duel at the Cliffs of Insanity, Elwes was fooling around on Andre the Giant's ATV and broke his big toe. There was no time to delay filming, so he did what Wesley would do. He fought through it. Throughout the sword fights, the fire swamp, and the torture scenes, Elwes is hiding a serious injury, adjusting his stance and limping through the agony just to get the shot. Number 7. The knockout was real. As if a broken toe wasn't enough, Cary Elwes was also knocked out cold for real. During the scene where Count Rugen strikes Wesley on the head with his sword hilt, Elwes suggested to actor Christopher Guest that he should actually hit him to make it look more realistic. Guest reluctantly agreed, and in the take, he connected a little too well. Elwes dropped like a stone and woke up later in the on-set medical station with no memory of what had happened. The shot you see in the final film isn't acting. It's the real, unscripted moment of Wesley getting knocked unconscious. Number 6. Billy Crystal's comedy was literally painful. Billy Crystal was on set for only one day to play Miracle Max, but he improvised nearly all of his lines and was so relentlessly funny that he caused chaos. Director Rob Reiner had to leave the set because his laughter was ruining the audio takes. The situation was even worse for Mandy Patinkin. During one of Crystal's improvised rants, Patinkin clenched his muscles so hard trying not to laugh that he bruised a rib. He later said it was the only injury he sustained during the entire film, not from sword fighting, but from the sheer force of Billy Crystal's comedy. Number 5. The sword fight was 100% real. The duel between Wesley and Montoya is widely considered one of the greatest sword fights in movie history, and that's because there were no shortcuts. Elwes and Patinkin trained for months with world-class fencing masters to perform every single lunge, parry, and flourish themselves. The entire sequence was filmed with no stunt doubles. That's really them running, leaping, and trading blows, all while delivering their lines perfectly. It wasn't just an action scene, it was a masterfully choreographed piece of theater performed by two deeply dedicated actors. Number 4. The Giant's Secret Weakness. On screen, Andre the Giant as Fezzik was a figure of unbelievable strength, effortlessly lifting men with one arm. But the sad truth was that years of wrestling had taken a terrible toll on his body, and by the time filming began, he was in constant, severe back pain. He couldn't actually lift anything heavy, including his co-stars. Every time you see Fezzik carrying someone, the actor was secretly being supported by hidden wires, ramps, or clever camera angles. Andre's true strength wasn't physical. It was his determination to bring the gentle giant to life, even when he was hurting. Number 3. The 30-take kiss. For the film's final climactic scene, director Rob Reiner had one simple demand. He wanted the perfect kiss. Not a good kiss, but the most romantic and beautiful kiss in cinema history. He made Elwes and Robin Wright perform the scene over and over again, well over 30 times, until he felt it was absolutely perfect. What looked so effortless and romantic on screen was the result of a long, exhausting day of takes, but Reiner's perfectionism paid off, creating a fairy tale ending that felt truly earned. Number 2. Patinkin's personal revenge. For Patinkin, Montoya's quest for revenge was deeply personal. Patinkin's own father had passed away from cancer years earlier, and the actor carried that unresolved grief with him. When he filmed the final duel, he channeled all that pain and anger into his performance. As he repeated the iconic line, "Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die," he wasn't just acting. He later confessed that in his mind, he was speaking to the cancer that took his father, and defeating the six-fingered man was a way of finding closure. It's what makes the scene one of the most emotionally powerful in all of cinema. Number 1. The flop that became a forever film. After all the struggles to get it made, The Princess Bride was released in 1987, and it was a box office flop. The studio had no idea how to market its unique blend of genres, and audiences didn't show up. The movie disappeared from the theaters in just a few weeks. But then something magical happened. The VHS release. Families discovered it, college students made it a cult favorite, and word of mouth turned a forgotten film into an absolute phenomenon. It didn't win the box office, but it won the decades, becoming a timeless classic passed down from one generation to the next, proving that true love and a great story will always find a way. The Princess Bride didn't follow the rules. It was a fairy tale for people who thought they were too cynical for fairy tales. It taught us about true love, friendship, and the power of a good story. It wasn't a blockbuster, but it became something far more precious, a part of our lives. If this story has a special place in your heart, tell us your favorite line in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching.